Stop everything right now, because some Lincoln pennies in your pocket or drawer could be worth thousands of dollars without you even realizing it. These aren't ordinary coins. These are error pennies, with double dies, off-center strikes, missing details, or other subtle mint mistakes that collectors fight over quietly behind closed doors. Most people spend them every day, thinking they're just pennies. Tiny flaws like letters or numbers appearing thicker or shadowed, shifts in the design that cut off part of the coin, or missing mint marks and die cracks can turn a single penny into serious money. What looks like minor damage to an ordinary person is exactly what collectors hunt for. Every day, people unknowingly destroy value by cleaning, scratching, or spending these coins. Once the original mint detail is gone, the money is gone forever. Check your jars. Check your change. Look closely, because the worst feeling isn't missing a coin, it's realizing you already had one and threw it away. Stop everything for a moment, because the 1964 D Lincoln penny, especially the error varieties, is one of those coins that looks completely ordinary, yet can hold life-changing value. Most people never check, never look closely, and unknowingly spend these pennies every single day, completely unaware of the fortune hiding in their change. The year 1964 was significant for the Denver Mint. Millions of pennies were produced, but a small fraction left the mint with subtle mistakes. Errors that today can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These aren't flashy mistakes that jump out at anyone. They are quiet, almost invisible to the untrained eye, and that's exactly why they become so valuable. One of the most sought-after error types is a double die. It's so subtle that unless you look very carefully, you'll never notice it. Letters appear slightly thicker, shadowed, or duplicated. To the average person, it looks like a normal penny. To a collector, that tiny doubling can make the coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Another rare error comes from off-center strikes. Some 1964 D pennies were struck slightly askew, leaving part of the design missing or pushed to one side. To most people, this looks like damage or imperfection, something you'd throw in a jar or spend. But collectors see the minting story. They see rarity born from a minting mistake, and the value skyrockets. Then there are the missing mint marks or weak details. The Denver Mint was under pressure to produce large quantities quickly, and sometimes dies wore down, creating subtle flaws. These imperfections are so minor that a casual observer would never spot them, but the market pays top dollar for untouched examples that show these errors clearly. The real danger with 1964 D-era pennies isn't just missing them, it's destroying them. Many people clean their coins to make them look better. They polish, scrub, or rub off dirt, thinking they're improving the appearance. What they don't realize is that cleaning removes the original surfaces, completely erasing the very characteristics that make the coin valuable. A polished or scratched error penny loses nearly all its collector value instantly. Collectors are patient. They know exactly what to look for. They know the subtle details of doubling, the exact alignment for off-center strikes, the precise weight and texture that indicate mint mistakes. And when these pennies appear, collectors move fast. Auctions go silent. Private deals happen behind closed doors. These pennies aren't just coins. They're rare pieces of history that hold real money. Even the tiniest detail matters. The way Lincoln's jawline strikes, the spacing of letters, the texture of the copper, every detail can affect the value. 2 pennies may look identical to most people, yet one could be worth a few cents while the other command hundreds. That's how precise collectors get, and that's why every 1964 D penny should be checked carefully before being spent or cleaned. Beyond the mint errors, condition is king. Circulation affects value more than the type of error. A sharp, untouched 1964 D penny in original copper color is far more valuable than a polished or worn coin, even if it has the same doubling or strike mistake. The market rewards coins that survive decades without damage, coins that tell the story of history in their untouched copper. It's not just the visible errors that make these pennies rare. It's a combination of error and survival. Millions were minted, yes, but most were used heavily, worn down, or discarded. Only a fraction of error pennies survive in top condition, and that's the fraction collectors fight over quietly, away from public auctions. Many 1964 D pennies are hiding in jars, drawers, boxes, and rolls, often unrecognized. Some families inherited them decades ago and never realized their value. Others were left in change piles. Many have been spent accidentally at convenience stores or vending machines. Each one that disappears is a piece of history lost, and a fortune wasted. The 1964 penny is also fascinating because it marks a transitional time in U.S. minting. Copper supplies were still being managed, dyes were overused, and the Denver Mint was producing enormous quantities to meet post-war demand. That rush created subtle variations that are invisible to most people but highly prized by collectors today. These variations are why two pennies can look identical to someone unfamiliar with coin collecting yet have drastically different values. Now, let's talk about the market. Verified 1964-era pennies regularly sell in auctions for hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the era type and condition. Double-die pennies, strong off-center strikes, or coins with unusual die cracks can fetch the highest prices. Collectors know where to look and when to bid, and private deals often surpass public auction prices because of the rarity and demand. The lesson is simple. Before spending, discarding, or cleaning any 1964 penny, examine it carefully. Look at the strike, the lettering, the mint mark, and the copper surfaces. Listen for subtle differences in weight and sound. Compare the penny to verified examples online or in coin guides. And if anything looks unusual, hold on to it. The reality is brutal. Most people will never realize what they've missed. They'll spend the coin, unknowingly destroy its value, or throw it away. The regret comes later, when they see collectors paying thousands of pennies they once owned. That's a nightmare scenario for anyone who doesn't check carefully. Collectors, however, are methodical. They track mint records, study errors, and inspect coins under magnification. They understand that rarity is not just a year or mint mark. It's era, condition, and survival combined. They don't rush, and they don't guess. The 1964 penny that looks ordinary to you could be the exact penny that someone else is willing to pay top dollar for. And the worst part? Time doesn't stop. Every day, pennies are lost, spent, or destroyed. Each lost coin is another missed opportunity. Every jar of coins, every forgotten roll, could contain a 1964-era penny that changes someone's life. But if you don't check, you'll never know. So if you have 1964 pennies in your possession, stop before you clean, spend, or discard. Examine every detail. Study the letters, the mint mark, the edges. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing details. Even the tiniest anomaly could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Because the worst feeling isn't missing a penny. The worst feeling is realizing you already had a fortune in your hands and let it go. The 1964 Lincoln penny is more than copper. It's history, rarity, and hidden value combined. Every time one surfaces, collectors move fast, behind closed doors, bidding silently, and securing coins before the public even knows they exist. These pennies are treasures hidden in plain sight, quietly waiting for someone patient and observant enough to notice. Don't rush. Don't assume. Check your pennies. Check your change. Look closely. Examine every detail. Because the difference between an ordinary coin and a life-changing penny is subtle, but it is real. If you follow the careful method of examination, study, and patience, you could be holding one of the rare 1964-era pennies worth hundreds or thousands of dollars without even realizing it. But if you ignore it, the opportunity disappears forever. The 1964 penny doesn't announce its value. Stop everything right now, because the 1964 Lincoln penny is one of those coins that looks completely ordinary, yet can hold unexpected value. Most people never check, never look closely, and unknowingly spend these pennies every single day, unaware that some may be worth far more than their face value. The year 1964 was an interesting time for the U.S. Mint. Millions of pennies were produced at both the Denver and Philadelphia mints. Most circulated normally, but a small fraction left the mint with subtle errors, mistakes that today can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These aren't flashy errors. They are quiet, almost invisible to the casual observer, which is exactly why they become so sought after. One of the most valuable variations comes from double dies. It's so subtle that unless you look carefully, you'll never notice it. Letters may appear slightly thicker, shadowed, or duplicated. To the average person, it looks normal. To a collector, that tiny doubling can make the coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another sought-after type is the off-center strike. Some 1964 pennies were struck slightly askew, leaving part of the design missing or pushed to one side. To most people, this looks like damage or imperfection. To collectors, it's a rare minting error, and its value can increase dramatically. There are also pennies with missing or weak details, such as faint mint marks, die cracks, or unusual textures. These subtle variations are often dismissed as worn coins, but collectors know their true value and hunt for them aggressively. The real danger with 1964 pennies isn't missing them, it's destroying them. Many people clean coins to make them look better, thinking it improves the appearance. What they don't realize is that cleaning removes the original surfaces and erases the very characteristics that make the coin valuable. A polished or scratched penny can lose nearly all collector value instantly. Collectors are patient and methodical. They know exactly what to look for: doubling, alignment, mint marks, and copper surface quality. They examine coins under magnification, compare them to verified examples, and evaluate weight and texture. A single penny may look ordinary to most, yet it can be worth hundreds or even thousands to a collector. Condition is critical. Circulation affects value more than the type of error. A sharp, untouched 1964 penny in original copper color is far more valuable than a worn or clean coin, even if it has the same minting error. The market rewards coins that survive decades untouched and unaltered. Survival is rarity. Millions were minted, but most were used heavily, worn down, or discarded. Only a fraction remain in high-grade condition. These coins don't just hold value. They tell the story of history and minting practices in post-war America. Many 1964 pennies are hiding in jars, drawers, boxes, or rolls, often unrecognized. Families inherited them decades ago and never realized their value. Others were left in coin collections, and some have already been spent at stores or vending machines. Every day, coins disappear and the chance of profit is lost forever. Even tiny details matter. The spacing of letters, the depth of the strike, the texture of the copper, all of it can affect value. Two pennies may appear identical, but one could be worth a few cents, and the other hundreds of dollars. That's how precise collectors are and why careful examination is critical. The 1964 Lincoln penny is fascinating because it marks a transitional period in U.S. coinage. The mint was under pressure to produce enormous quantities, and dies were sometimes overused. This created subtle variations invisible to most people, but prized by collectors today. These variations make every coin worth a second look. The market reflects this rarity. Verified 1964-era pennies and high-grade examples regularly sell at auction for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Double die pennies, off-center strikes, or unusual die cracks attract the most attention. Collectors know where to look and when to bid. Private sales often exceed public auction prices due to rarity and demand. Before spending, discarding, or cleaning any 1964 penny, examine it carefully. Look at the strike, the mint mark, and the copper surface. Even the smallest anomaly could indicate hidden value. Compare it with verified examples online or in coin guides. If something looks unusual, hold on to it. The truth is harsh. Most people never realize the value they've discarded. They spend pennies, unknowingly destroy collector-grade coins, or throw them away. Regret comes later, when they see similar coins selling for hundreds or thousands of dollars. That's a nightmare scenario for anyone unaware of what they have. Collectors approach this methodically. They study records, analyze minting errors, inspect coins closely, and understand that value depends on rarity, error type, condition, and survival combined. A penny that looks ordinary could secretly be a rare find worth hundreds or thousands. Time doesn't stop. Every day, pennies are lost, spent, or destroyed. Each lost coin is a missed opportunity. Jars, drawers, rolls, each could hide a 1964 penny worth a fortune. But if you don't check, you'll never know. So if you have 1964 pennies, stop before spending, cleaning, or discarding. Examine each detail carefully. Study the letters, mint mark, edges, and surfaces. Look for double dies, off-center strikes, missing mint marks, or unusual textures. The tiniest anomaly could be extremely valuable, because the worst feeling isn't missing a penny. It's realizing you already had one and didn't recognize its true value. The 1964 Lincoln penny is more than just copper. It's history, rarity, and hidden value combined. Each penny that surfaces in circulation or at auction is a treasure quietly fought over by collectors. They don't announce it publicly. They wait silently, knowing that the value is real and finite. Patience, observation, and care are key. One small mistake, a casual spend, a careless polish, or a thrown-away coin, and the opportunity is gone forever. The 1964 Lincoln penny may look ordinary to you, but to collectors, it can be one of the most valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Stop, look, examine. Your next penny could change everything. Stop everything for a moment, because the 1981 Lincoln penny may look ordinary, but some of these coins are quietly worth far more than their face value. Most people never check their change, never look closely at jars or drawers, and unknowingly spend pennies every single day that could be valuable. The year 1981 was not the rarest in the Lincoln penny series, but certain era varieties and high-grade uncirculated coins from this year are highly sought by collectors. These are not flashy gold coins. They are copper-plated pennies that most people overlook. Yet some can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The most common reasons a 1981 penny can be valuable are mint errors and condition. Minting mistakes like off-center strikes, doubled dies, or weak and missing details can quietly turn a single cent into a significant collector item. These errors are invisible to the untrained eye, which is why many people spend or discard them unknowingly. For example, a doubled die occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the die in slightly different positions. Letters or numbers may appear shadowed or duplicated. To most people, this is just a small imperfection, but to collectors, it can make the penny worth hundreds of dollars. An off-center strike is another rare error. Sometimes part of the coin's design is missing or misaligned. Most people would think this penny is damaged and toss it into circulation, but collectors know that off-center strikes from 1981 are extremely scarce in good condition, and their value can rise quickly. Then there are pennies with weak or missing details, or slight die cracks, which are subtle imperfections caused during minting. To most, these look like normal wear, but these small flaws can turn a common penny into a collector's treasure. Condition plays a huge role in value. Even an era penny is only worth top dollar if it has survived in excellent condition. A clean, sharp 1981 penny in original copper color, free from scratches or cleaning, is far more valuable than a worn or polished one. Unfortunately, many people destroy this value by cleaning coins, thinking it makes them look better, when in reality, it erases the very traits collectors are looking for. Collectors are methodical. They examine coins closely, comparing them with verified examples, analyzing mint marks, studying die variations, and even checking weight and surface texture. A single penny may look ordinary to most, but a rare mint error in perfect condition can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. The 1981 Lincoln penny may also hold historical value. It represents a time when the U.S. Mint were producing millions of pennies but still allowed small inconsistencies to slip through, creating rare errors that are now coveted by collectors. Every error that survives in excellent condition is an artifact of history, quietly waiting for someone to notice it. Many valuable 1981 pennies are hiding in jars, drawers, coin rolls, or old collections. Some have been inherited, forgotten, or overlooked for decades. Every day, ordinary people spend them or throw them away, not realizing their potential value. Every penny lost to circulation is a missed opportunity, and for collectors, these coins are disappearing faster than ever. Even tiny details matter. The spacing of letters, the depth of the strike, the condition of Lincoln's profile, all of it can affect value. Two pennies may look identical to an untrained eye, yet one could be worth a few cents, while the other could command hundreds of dollars. That's why careful examination is crucial. The market reflects this rarity. Verified 1981 era pennies, high-grade uncirculated coins, and unusual variations regularly sell at auctions or private sale for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Collectors know exactly what to look for, and they move fast when a rare coin surfaces. Private sales often surpass public auctions because these pennies are in high demand. Before spending, discarding, or cleaning any 1981 Lincoln penny, stop and examine it carefully. Look at the strike, the mint mark, the edges, and the surface of the coin. Compare it to verified examples. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual textures. Even the smallest anomaly could be extremely valuable. The truth is harsh. Most people never realize what they've lost. They spend pennies, unknowingly destroy value, or discard them. Regret often comes years later, when they see similar coins selling for significant amounts. That's a nightmare scenario for anyone unaware of the coin's potential. Collectors, however, are patient and methodical. They study mint records, inspect coins with magnification, and understand that value is not just about the year but also about era type, condition, and survival. A 1981 penny that looks ordinary could secretly be one of the most valuable coins in circulation. Time does not wait. Every day, 1981 pennies are spent, lost, or destroyed. Each one that disappears is another opportunity missed. Jars, drawers, rolls. They could all hide coins worth hundreds or thousands. But if you don't check carefully, you'll never know. So if you have 1981 Lincoln pennies, stop before spending, cleaning, or discarding. Examine every detail. Study the letters, the mint mark, the edges, and the surfaces. Look for subtle mint errors. The tiniest flaw could indicate a penny worth hundreds or even thousands. Because the worst feeling isn't missing a coin. It's realizing you already had one and threw it away. The 1981 Lincoln penny is more than just copper. It's history, rarity, and hidden value combined. Each coin that surfaces quietly in circulation or at auction is a treasure fought over by collectors. They move silently, knowing the value is real and finite. Patience, observation, and care are key. One careless move, spending it, polishing it, or discarding it, and the opportunity is gone forever. Your next penny could be the one that changes everything. Stop, look, examine,